our financial system becomes stronger. But seti bhi apan dekhantu entrepreneurship ho, industrialization ho, startup ho, seti bhi India somehow struggling. So industrialization, some of the industries or industrialized people are very powerful and popular, and maximum people are struggling in industries, creating in industries. So India re jodi apan ajika date re dekhibe, it is not I am only saying, but it was resembling to the current situation. It was completely a monopoly financial system, monopolized economic system. Upon jemdi both near future, near past re dekhile, one of the aircraft industry when collapsed, whole India was suffered by that. Moreover, like 10 to 15 lakhs people are suffering every day for the flight and all. That the basic reason hela kono, we do not have an n number of vendors for the aircraft industries. Same upon nei asun nei jantu IT industry re apana jodi vendors katha କହିବେ only ହାତରେ ଦୁଇ ଜଣ vendor. ଯଦି ଗୋଟେ vendor କୁ ସରକାର support ନ କଲେ, ତାହେଲେ the same was seen in the IT industry. Even if you go to the petroleum industry, you could able to see the same one. There are 3 to 4 vendors. If you see the automobile industry, yes, little bit vendors are increased, like 7 to 8 participants are there. So Indian financial system or konosi financial system setebale strengthen हुए ଯେତେବେଳେ monopolized market ଟା synchronized हुए. So in that way, the economic system will develop, the financial system will develop, more and more participants enter to the market to facilitate services to the people in terms of investment, in terms of product, in terms of services. ए सबु द्वारा कौन हुए ना अपन को economic system टा strengthen हबो. But India रे एई जिनसर problem हला कौन हमर vending और vendors बहुत कम, बहुत sellers बहुत कम, and restricted you can see. Restricted seller, बहुत कम seller, गोटे टाइम रे बहुत seller अधिका थिले, एबे तो restrictive हे गलेनी. So in that way, we could see the Indian economy is growing right now. But जदि आपण per head economy कथा कहउचंती, Indian financial system in a root level it was not growing. So slums are increasing. People do not have employability. So every day अपन paper रे पढुचंती लोक माने धारणा देकी बसचंती employability ପାଇଁ कि, so that in that way we will not grow. So despite of that, what is exactly the financial system? जदि आपण कोनोसी भी देशर financial system देखिबे ना, एटा दीटा category द्वारा move होची. One is those people who are providing the fund, and second one is those institutions who are seeking of funds. Institution को माने without fund चली परिबेने, सेला financial institution. You take any financial institution, right from a bank to an insurance company to a mutual fund company to a stock market. एमाने जदि without money they could not do any single step ahead. तांको पे दरकार कोन? तांको पे fund दरकार. Fund किए जोगौची आम तम भलिया लोक जेतले आमे investment करूचो, right away from investing in from 100 rupees to 1 crore rupees. आमे जेतले investment करूचो, आमे से जो financial companies अछंती, investing avenues अछंती, तांको आमे पैसा जोगौचो. And that money will create kind of a financial movement in our country. And jete financial movement haba मन रखथंतु, sete apanko economy strong habo. So jetale every individual will save something, then that financial organization, that might be RBI or might be any kind of commercial bank or insurance private insurance company or LIC ho, money, money, these are like money shakas. And when they got the money, they could able to move themselves. Fine. Skip karibi. So what exactly the different features of the Indian financial system? Slide number 8%. I'm enlarging little bit. Okay. So what are the different features of Indian financial system? First one is the Indian financial system plays a very vital role towards, encouraging people to make investment and saving, both. And for that, it is very essential that full employability is required. जदि इंडिया रे फुल एम्प्लॉयबिलिटी रहिबो ताहले आहुरी अधिका लोक बिकॉज व्हेन समवन इज अर्निंग से 10,000 अर्न करू से 20,000 अर्न करू से lakhs in a month 5 lakhs month whatever he will earn always a person wants to save something for their future से 1,000 टंका जी रोजगार करची ताटो नै किना 1,000 टंका जी रोजगार करची गोटे मास को समस्ते they all have a mentality that we should keep some of our savings, some of the money in the bank as a saving for the future, activities. So that's why the this financial system create economic development by encouraging people to make save, to make investment, to make financing, so that your economic system will strengthen. Second feature, coach, it helps in mobilizing and allocating one's savings. So there are financial managers, AMC companies. So ତାଙ୍କର କାମ ହେଲା କଣ ଗୋଟେ ଫାଇନାନ୍ସ ମ୍ୟାନେଜର କାମ କଣ ଆପଣ ମାନଙ୍କ ମନେ ପଡୁଛି ଫାଇନାନ୍ସିଆଲ ମ୍ୟାନେଜମେଣ୍ଟ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆପଣ ଫର୍ଷ୍ଟ ସେମିଷ୍ଟରରେ ପଢିଥିଲେ ଗୋଟେ ଫାଇନାନ୍ସ ମ୍ୟାନେଜର ୱାର୍କ ଫର୍ଷ୍ଟ ହିଁ ଥାଏ ଫର୍ଷ୍ଟ ୟୁନିଟ ଫର୍ଷ୍ଟ ଚାପ୍ଟର ଫର୍ଷ୍ଟ 3-4ଟା ପେଜ ଭିତରେ ହିଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କର ପଡେ that what is the basic function of a financial manager. Can you please tell me what are the functions of the financial manager? First semester रे आपण financial management रे एटा निहाती पढिथिबे.
Madam, budgeting.
Budgeting. That was I will make one more hint, that is financial decisions. What are the 3 basic financial decisions a financial manager has to take?
Allocation of funds.
Allocation of funds. Out of specifications ko janto. It was not allocation of funds. The financial decisions are decision for investment, like financial decisions, investment decisions. Au gote kon thila? Man pakantu. Investment decision, financing decision, and dividend decision. Man पडुची आपण मानकर गोटेला financing decision गोटे organization रे जो financial manager रा काम होला कोन if the organization is seeking of money, the organization start a new venture and the organization is completely seeking of funds, then the financial manager has to take a step forward and make a decision that where to take the money. So that money you will take from the stock exchange, so that you have to open your shares in the market, or else you will go from the general CBLOs, like money jo mane collateralized money lending and borrowing karanti. जदि आपण सेमिति ओपन संस्था को जाउचंदी सेटु भी आपण लोन पाई परिबे and you could able to run your venture, or else आपण गवर्नमेंट को जाउचंदी आपण RBI पे को जाउचंदी and industrial loan मागुचंदी सेटि भी आपण को लोन मिली परिबो. So which is the best way to make the finance for your project? सेटा हला financing decision. तापर रहला investment decision. If your organization wants to make investment in stock exchange in other company, ताहले the financial manager has to take a step forward, take a initiative कि कोठी आपण investment कले fail हबनी investment grow करिबो, investment रो आपण highest return पाइबे. तापर third decision थिला dividend decision. Dividend decision हला कोन? If Mr. XYZ was make an investment at your organization, why they making investment? Because they need that investment dividend. Semandanga dividend chahuchani. Dividend hela kono? Return plus investment. That was called return plus extra return plus interest is called your dividend. Now dividend semane paibe. So kiye dividend paibo? Kemiti paibo? Kitte paibo? What are the bonus system of this dividend and all? Everything has to be decided by the finance manager. Now got a fourth decision thai, that was called reinvestment and re-dividend decision. Now what do you understood by re-dividend decision? Ethi amar asbe second point. It helps in mobilizing and allocating the one savings. Re-dividend hela kono dekhiye jetela apan investment karibe, then that fellow person who is motivated towards investing your money, he always says that ଆପଣ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଆକାଉଣ୍ଟ ଖୋଲନ୍ତୁ ସେଇ ଆକାଉଣ୍ଟ ରେ ଟ୍ରେଡ୍ କରିବେ କଣ ପାଇଁ କି whatever your possible profit it will be keep at that account and you could able to see that ଆପଣ ଯେତେବେଳେ କୌଣସି transaction କରୁଛନ୍ତି ଏତିକି ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଲାଭ ହଉଛି so that means what ସେଇ ଯୋଉ ଲାଭ ରହିଛି ଯେତେବେଳେ that was become like 1 lakh or 2 lakh the fellow manager will now try to make reinvestment of your dividend ଆପଣ ଯୋଉ ଡିଭିଡେଣ୍ଡ ପାଇଲେ ତାକୁ ଆପଣ ରଖିଲେ ବ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ଆକାଉଣ୍ଟ ରେ ଏବେ ଆର କାମ ହେଲା କଣ ମୋବିଲାଇଜ କରିବ ଆଲୋକେଟ କରିବ so that someone saving will reinvestment or reinvested in the market then it helps in facilitate the expansion of the financial institution obviously ଆମେ ଦେଖୁଛୁ ଆଜିକା ଡେଟ୍ ରେ ଦେଖିବ କେତେ ଅଧିକା ବ୍ୟାଙ୍କ କଣ ସିଟି ପ୍ଲସ୍ ବ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ଆପଣଙ୍କ ଚୋଳମଣ୍ଡଳମ୍ ବ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ଆପଣଙ୍କର ବହୁତ ବ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ଯୋଉଠି ବ୍ୟାଙ୍କର ଆପଣ ନାଁ ବି ଶୁଣି ନଥିବେ IDFC ବ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ବହୁତ ବ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ଆଜିକାଲି ଖୋଲିଛି fine so that was somehow we called that expansion of financial institution so that more and more services will be available for the general public and ମନେ ରଖନ୍ତୁ ଯେତେ ଅଧିକା ଆପଣଙ୍କର ମାର୍କେଟ ରେ financial institution ର expansion ହବ ସେତେ ଅଧିକା ଲୋକଙ୍କୁ benefit ହବ because everyone wants to create their market ସମସ୍ତେ ନିଜର ମାର୍କେଟ କ୍ରିଏଟ କରିବାକୁ ଚାହୁଁଛନ୍ତି now when you as a person ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆପଣ ମାନେ କଣ କରିବେ ନା expansion ଯେତେବେଳେ ହଉଛି କୌଣସି ବି ବ୍ୟାଙ୍କ or different ବ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ବହୁତ ପ୍ରକାର facilities କ୍ରିଏଟ କରୁଛି for the customers ବହୁତ ପ୍ରକାର facilities ଯେମିତି କି ନେଇଯାଆନ୍ତୁ one of my student came and he says madam ଆପଣ yes bank ରେ ଗୋଟେ account ଖୋଲନ୍ତୁ ବହୁତ facilities ଅଛି ମୁଁ କହିଲି what are the facilities you can please tell me ତ ସେ ମତେ facilities ଗଣେଇଲା that is health insurance is free medical expenditure without capping like ଆପଣଙ୍କର per day ଯଦି bed ପିଛା ଆପଣଙ୍କର 5,000 ବି ପଡୁଛି ସେଇଟା ବି ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ bank ଦବ etc there are large number of facilities he has narrated or to me but I was quite unable to open an account in a private bank because ଆମର already government bank ରେ account ଅଛି but that is how people feel attracted when you see large amount of facilities are being generated for the general customers so that is what called the facilitation of the or facilitate the expansion of the financial institution which will somehow help to the customers to make an investment play a key role in capital formation so ଆମେ ଗୋଟେ ବହୁତ famous phrase ପଢୁ that ବୁନ୍ଦ ବୁନ୍ଦ ମିଶି ସମୁଦ୍ର ହୁଏ ସେମିତି ଯଦି ଆପଣ financial institution will motivate the people to make investment so the formation of capital will be seen in our country it helps form a link between investor and investing organizations ସବୁବେଳେ ମନେ ରଖନ୍ତୁ financial system was not easy to understood by everyone এটা ବହୁତ easy task ନୁହେଁ ଯେ ସମସ୍ତେ କରିଦେଇ ପାରିବେ so expertise is are required to move on ଏଠି ଆପଣ ଯଦି move forward କରୁଛନ୍ତି ତାହେଲେ expertise ର requirement ଏଠି ବହୁତ ଅଧିକା ରହୁଛି so that's why these kind of brokers ଯୋଉମାନେ କି intermediations କରନ୍ତି the brokers ହୁଅନ୍ତୁ या तो फिर ଆପଣ କୁହନ୍ତୁ the intermediation organizations AMC companies ଏମାନଙ୍କର କାମ ହେଲା କଣ ଏମାନେ these are creating a long link between the investor and the saving organization so saving organization ହେଲା କଣ ଯୋଉଠି ଆପଣ ଆପଣଙ୍କ ସେଭିଂସ୍ ଗୁଡାକ ନେଇ ରଖୁଛନ୍ତି with the help of a intermediation last point it also concerned with the provisions of fund now what do you understand by provisions of fund can you please tell me what is provisions of fund so all financial institutions काम कौन करती ना आपनकर जो fund related investment related information थाए ताको बहुत strengthen करती and तादरे add करती more flexibility जेमती कि नहीं जानतु gold loan फाइन आज का डेट रे जिते आपनकर gold रो प्राइस बढ़ुची जिते अधिका लोको while they are making an investment they take gold loans or this is the right time to make an investment in gold बहुत आपण देखिए बहुत एबे रील्स आसुची जो माने स्टॉक मार्केट रे सामान्य टिके इन्वॉल्व थिबे देखिए बहुत गुडे रील्स आसुची where it was says that investing in fund right now, investing in gold was a prominent decision. कौन पाई ना गोल्ड टिके आपनकर फॉल डाउन करची पुनी once this the war between Iran and Israel was over, then again the gold price going to be high. Now people will try to make an investment in this particular gold. So that is how we are very much concerned with the provisions of funds. Now what are the components of the Indian financial system? There are 4 components: financial market, financial institution, financial instruments, and financial services. These 4 components are the most crucial components of the Indian financial system. And if you see the syllabus of yours, that is also, very prominent. Jemte ki mo jo paper padhochi, that was financial market and institution. And one more paper was there that was, came along with the financial services. Fine. So there are 4 components: Gotala market, institutions, instruments, and services. Now we will elaborate these 4 components into little bit, with the help of a particular graph. Is it visible, Pilamani?
Yes, madam.
Okay. Kon nito kito bhangi ni ki Pilamani tumanakaro? Zoom. How many people are 33 participants are there? And Johnny, I was asked Johnny Johnny the Johnny. Only manakaro nido bhangi ni.
We are there, madam.
ସମସ୍ତେ ଅଛନ୍ତି ନା ନାହାନ୍ତି?
Yes, ma'am.
ଅଛନ୍ତି ସେମାନେ? ଠିକ
Yes,
ଅଛି 7 to 8
yes,
ନା
madam, ସମସ୍ତେ ଅଛନ୍ତି।
yes ma'am ଅଛୁ ଆମେ ସମସ୍ତେ
ଅଛନ୍ତି।
very good ମତେ ଲାଗିଲା ବୋଧେ ଅଧା ପିଲା ନିଦରେ ଅଛନ୍ତି, ନିଦ ଭାଙ୍ଗିନି ଏପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ। just a minute, କୁଆଡେ ଗଲା ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଫାଇଲ ଟା? ମୁଁ ଥରଟେ ଷ୍ଟପ୍ କରିକି ଆଉ ଥରେ Okay, see to this particular figure where I have written the components of the Indian financial system. Kitne component achi? As we have already discussed, there are 4 components: financial institution, financial market, financial instruments, and financial services. So if you see in the financial instruments, there are the financial institutions are being probably divided into 2 parts. First one is called banking and second one is called non-banking institution. Banking re kon asila? Commercial banks asibo, cooperative banks asibo. Like in a commercial bank, we have public sector bank, private sector bank, RRBs, foreign banks. And while we're talking about non-banking financial institution, these are organized and unorganized. India रे देखिबे आपनकर बहुत गुड unorganized financial system आज पर्यंत चलछि, जेमति कि निजंत चिट funds. These are unorganized. आपनकर जेमति विभिन्न प्रकार app through रे financial investment मागुछि. So these are unorganized. What is organized? But banking नुहे. Organized रे आपनकर आसे stock market, organized under आसीबो insurance companies, tadare mutual fund organizations, आपनकर आसीबो leasing, hire purchase, credit rating, ए सब organization आसे जिबो कहा पटे ना other than banking institution in India. Secondly, the second component is and remember in India गोटे टाइम रे आपण देखिबे बैंकिंग इंस्टीट्यूशन छड़ा नॉन बैंकिंग रे बहुत कम पार्टिसिपेंट्स थिले बट राइट नाउ इन नॉन बैंकिंग देयर इज अ ह्यूज नंबर ऑफ पार्टिसिपेंट्स जेंति कि नै जंतु इंश्योरेंस आज का डेट रे सबुटो हाईएस्ट सेलिंग इंश्योरेंस कोन सबुटो हाईएस्ट सेलिंग इंश्योरेंस दैट वाज हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस why because when there is covid-19 in 2000 जदि आपण आर बेसिक केस स्टडी देखिबे after this COVID-19, which is hit to India or to the world in 2020 and 21 and simultaneously 22, n number of people lost their life due to this particular pandemic. And एमती pandemic आगो को आसी पारे या तो फिर it will make any kind of a difference to us. तादरो निजो प्रिवेंट करिया को हेले आपण कोन करबे हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस करबे. And nowadays, in non-banking organization, which are the most popular and most famous, kind of a product is called health insurance, and maximum loko taku kinuchandi. Second is the financial market. Financial market further divided into two parts: money market and capital market. Money market, money market is always called as a short-term debt market in India. Short-term market because this particular market have a tenure of maturity of products that was 1 year. That means the product which is being sold over in this particular market that is being closed on exactly 365 days or before to that. That's why it was some of the called as the shortest market in the world or short market. And debt market eta gote particularly gote bulk of products ethi bikri hue gote money market re. Let's talk about capital market also. Capital market was further divided into primary market, secondary market and derivative market. Then we move forward to the financial instruments. Financial instruments re apanakar achi kono na there are two different type of instruments. One is based on type and second is term based and type based. Now when we're talking about term based, term mane कहले कौन बुझे ना short term, medium term and long term. Short term is resembling to the product which is available in the market that is for a very short span of time. That was 1 year. But jitla me and while it was short span of time painge asuchi, tale taro dekhibe interest rate was not very fluctuative. It was quite a strict one. Eti apna fluctuative risk paibeni, fluctuative interest paibeni. And when the same term ta long term ku jauchi, seti apna fluctuations paibe in terms of interest, in terms of investment. Then financial instruments are also divided into type. Type कहले कौन ना primary, secondary and innovative product जो हमारे रोची instruments रोची based on that type also the financial जो अपन को चंदे output टा अपन को मिली परिबो. Lastly कोची कौन financial services. Services of finance was being divided into two parts. One is financial services and fund-based services and fee-based services. Now, what is fund-based services and what is fee-based services? How these are correlated with each other? Fund-based services are those kind of services where we have invested in funds and we get a return from funds. Got it? So, जो अपन fee based product कहउचंदी इंडिया रे आज का डेट there is n number of fee based services, n number of. But when we're talking about fund based services means to avail the services you have invested in fund, and when it will came to you as a return, it will be came to you as a fund. But a simple example is fund based कोन ना अपन fixed deposit करूचंदी for 5 years, and then after completion of that 5 years you will get the principal amount along with the interest what the bank was supposed to say. Then you have kind of a services that was called fund based services. Fund based services रे सब बेले आपण देखिए fund रे investment होची. Fee based रे कोन होची ना हमें basically financial sector रू किछि गोटे सर्विस को ऑफ्ट करिया को जाइकी गोटे रेंटल दउछु बैंक हो कि फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशन हो आम गोटे रेंट दउछु एंड दैट रेंट वाज कॉल्ड एज फी बेस्ड तार एग्जांपल है कोन आपण एटीएम कार्ड यूज करछंती फाइन ऑल ऑफ अस आम समस्त एटीएम कार्ड यूज करछु एंड बाय डिफॉल्ट वी हैड टू पे अ minimum amount of money to the bank to using of this debit card. सेमती आपण जदि क्रेडिट कार्ड यूज करछंती ताले भी आपण गोटे पर्टिकुलर अमाउंट दबाक पड़िबो एंड आल्सो आर गोटे बेस्ट एग्जांपल है ट्रेजरी आपण गोटे लॉकर रखिछंती कोनोसी बैंक रे ताले भी आपण लॉकर रे जहां भी रखंतु बट यू हैव टू पे अ नॉमिनल अमाउंट टू दी you know to the bank or financial institution जोटू आपण इन्वेस्टमेंट सॉरी फी बेस्ड सर्विसेज रा ऑप्ट करछंती एपर्यंत पिला माने बुझिएला
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, these are the elaboration of this financial market institution instrument. मु केवल आपन को introduction गुडा कहि दोची. A financial market or marketplace is a place where buyers meet the sellers. They interact with each other, but here the kind of a participants or participate in the trade of money, bond, share, and other assets which are called the financial market. So, as we know, what is a marketplace? Marketplace रा basic definition है कौन? A place where buyers meet the seller. For exchange of goods, services at its value explained. It है financial market रा गोटे basic ideology. Now, what is financial institutions? So, in financial market, also the institution will be seen. Now, these institutions are act as a mediator between the investors and borrowers. The investors' saving are mobilized either directed or indirected via the financial market. So financial market are those institutions are those kind of institution, physical institution, non-physical institution, but these institutions are creating or mediator between the economies. Now came to the financial institution. The next portion ko kaiba. Now the financial institution is not only the mediator between the investor and the borrower, but also it will act as a saver of your investment amount, and they will try to try to move the money from the one place to another place, either directly or indirectly. तामने कौन अपन थर हठात कि अपन सैलरी डबल हो गला, then what you have to do, you have to search a financial institution where you will make your investment. ଆଉ ଆପଣ ଏମିତି ଗୋଟେ financial institution खोजबे जोटी कि investment कले you will get maximum benefit or maximum profit. Fine, ସେଥିପାଇଁ कि ଆପଣ बहुत गुडे expert opinion नेबे. You will make a take a opinion from your father, or maybe a financial expert, or maybe your brother who is expertised in the financial sector. So you have to think about that. Now came to financial instruments. Instruments. Instruments are like those kind of product which is being sold on the financial institutions. आपण ଗୋଟେ institution गले जेमति कि नै जानता आपण ଗୋଟେ X bank को गले, and you will say, or you will be narrated by yourself that I have this 5 lakhs rupees and want to make an investment. Now the people will give you certain kind of flexibility. Now, when we're talking about financial instruments, he was go to the financial instruments, then now financial institutions are provided you certain kind of a certificate of deposit, or like fixed deposit or certificate, which is sometimes is a physical and sometimes it is a non-physical kind format of instruments which is being provided by the provided by the organization or investment companies. Then the last one, last one says that financial services. So as we have already discussed, that is financial services are being differentiated into fund based and fee based. Fee based कहले जोटी हमें कोनोसी भी काम को करिया को हेले बैंक को किछि या तो फिर इंश्योरेंस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को या तो फिर आपनकर फुटबॉल हो, so you have to give a certain kind of image for the organization. जेतला आपण fund based और fee based information नौचनी simply fee based रे कोन आमे गोटे organization गोटे बैंक की गोटे insurance company जे भी financial organization अछनी तांको आमे गोटे nominal amount of rent दउचु so that we could able to run our business from your organization. Got it? So then came to the financial functions of the financial system. Now, as there are large number of points to discuss, so देखिए जंतु मुझे क्या enlarge करची. So what are the functions of the financial system? First one, financial system act as a intermediation between the people and financial system. Then came to the capital formation. Now, what do you understand by capital formation? सबले मन लोकम जित्ते जित्ते अधिक लोक investment करिवे, आपनकर formation of capital हबो. So in that way, the capital formation is one of the major function of the stock exchange, where maximum लोक जितला आपनकर investment करूचंती, capital formation automatically हे जाउची. Then third function of the financial system is monetary policy implementation. Now, what do you understood by monetary policy? इला मने आपण मन तो जानते last year पढ़ाई छी. What do you understood by monetary policy implementations?
The policy that is created by RBI for
yes,
managing
very
the
good.
money flow. in the
Very
system.
good. Very good. Monetary policy was initiation, or monetary policy was being controlled, implemented, formulated by RBI. When RBI choose monetary policy ra काम हैला कोन, the money ro inflow and outflow को control करिवो, money reparation करिवो, and the third one is the RBI tried to implement different policies, different rules, different regulations, so that general customer, general investor be benefited hebe. Mobilize and allocate the savings. What is that? Mobilize and allocate the savings. Let's talk about Mr. X is having a huge amount of saving. Now he wants to relocate. No. Here, the function of management system is saying that your banking always required to make replacement. Now came to the next one, that was mobilization and allocate the savings. Mobilizing and allocating the savings माने ला कोन, जति जनकर पैसा बैंक रे अछि, it should not be in ideal condition. से जति भी ideal condition रे रखिछि, then the finance manager or the bank manager has to always motivate that fellow person to make an investment so that you got a return. So that is called you are mobilizing and allocating the savings. Facilitate the investment. So whatever investment people are doing, so the financial system always facilitate to that particular time of investments. Then facilitate the facilitate color monitoring or corporate performance. That means what? जित्ते आपण corporate performance अच्छी, ताकू भी आपण financial system monitor करिबो. Otherwise, maybe default in transaction, maybe default in getting your money back, maybe default in the instruments, services. ये सब को control करिया पाई भी financial system, it is one of the major work. Monitoring corporate performance. After that, providing payment and settlement system. आजिकली पेमेंट और सेटलमेंट रे विशेष किछि issues challenges आसुनी after introduction of online system. ଆଗରୁ ନହେଲେ payment and settlement ରେ problems ଆସିଥିଲା, but now with the introduction of this online system, LAN 1 ଆପଣଙ୍କର different kind of services through ରେ ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ଆପଣଙ୍କର payment ଟା ଆପଣଙ୍କର speed up ହଉଛି। ଆପଣ ଯଦି କୌଣସି mutual fund ରେ investment କରୁଛନ୍ତି or stock ରେ investment କରୁଛନ୍ତି, ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ତା ଦେହରେ T1 T2 T3 ଏମିତି ଦେଖିକିନା investment criteria ଟାକୁ fix କରାଯାଉଛି। T1 means you always slow. Now, next one is risk bearing and reduction. Risk bearing and reduction means what? The organization or financial organization always try to reduce the risk from the head of the individual. And, risk bearing has to be go to the, organization. Disseminate price related information. Now, what do you understand by disseminate price related? कौन प्रकार price related changes होची, upgradation होची? It is the prime duty of the financial system to aware the investors of the organization firstly. Then it will came to publicly. Then the next one is offer different kind of offer portfolio facilities for me. जोटा अपन just तार 2 minute पूर्व मु कहूଥିଲି portfolio facilities कौन? Portfolio कहले नहीं जानतो someone was there in Pawan Patinga Crorepati and he was having like 7 or 8 crores rupees, but probably he does not want to receive. So you would maybe say it was not kind of a money. आपण जेतले कोनोसी प्रकार portfolio adjustment करूचंती, you have to invested your money in various kind of investment instruments like fixed deposit रे करिवे, fluctuative interest रे करिवे, RBI product रे करिवे, SEBI products रे करिवे, so that if one particular fund was going low, then आउ जो fund थिबो ताको से pop up करिवो। सेति म्यूचुअल फंड रे देखिवे बेसी फेस वैल्यू रु प्रायतः फॉल डाउन करेनी, जहाँ आपनकर फॉल डाउन करिवो आपनकर जो इंटरेस्ट पाइथिबे ओवरऑल गेन सेटा कमुथिबो, सेटा बढुथिबो, बट आपनको ओवरऑल पैसा ऊपर यू आर नॉट फेसिंग अ लॉस। So that was called portfolio adjustment facility. Lower the cost of transaction. आज का डेट रे the transaction cost of transaction बहुत जगह रे zero भी पके देचंदी, so सेटा ठीक carefully देखिए that when there is a transaction आपण करूचंती या तो फिर आपण नुआ अकाउंट खोलचंती, एटी transaction cost almost zero हो गलानी। Lastly, financial inclusion. Financial inclusion कहले कोन बुझाए पिला माने? Financial inclusion माने financial पंजीकरण। जेंति आपण पिलाटे जन्म होउची तार हमें पंजीकरण करूछु कोड म्युनिसिपालिटी रे जाकिना नाटे लिखौछु, गवर्नमेंट जो हॉस्पिटल रहिची से हॉस्पिटल गोटे कागज नौछु, तार गोटे बर्थ सर्टिफिकेट बाहर करछु। सेमिति फाइनेंशियल पंजीकरण हैला the government says and the RBI says each and every person जी भी अछंती हमरो इंडिया रे समस्तंकर अकाउंट थिबा दरकार, and once the account was there you are ultimately fall in the category of financial inclusion. बुझेला? These are the functions of the financial system. In the next class we will talk about the various elements, then economic development विषय पढिबा and reformation. Got it? एटा में next class या तो फिर काली क्लास रे एतिको पढिबा। If you have anything you want to ask, please ask now.
मैडम जोटा टिके कहउथिले प्रोजेक्ट विषय रे मोटे सुनि पारले अल्प सुनले जे ईमेल करिया कहले सेटा टिके आउथरा कहबे कि
प्रोजेक्ट विषय रे कहउथली जोटा कोनटा कोनांती मु
जो प्रोजेक्ट करिया पे परमिशन नबा पे कहले जो मेल करिवे
जदि आपण प्रोजेक्ट रो परमिशन चाहुचंती आसी पारु नांती, देन आपण कोठी प्रोजेक्ट करिवे, आमे लेटर ता कहा को एड्रेस करिवे, फाइन सेटिकार मेल आईडी फोन नंबर से मैनेजर का ना तांकर ऑफिशियल एड्रेस एंड आपण को एरिया रे प्रोजेक्ट करिवे एटा आपण हमर ऑफिशियल मेल आईडी को मेल कर देबे। ऑफिशियल मेल आईडी को मेल कर देले व्हाट वी विल डू, we will send the direct mail to the organization and we will place a copy to you. तो अपन डायरेक्टली ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को हमें मेल दे पारिबो। हां कोन
ऑफिशियल मेल आईडी कोड मिलियो मैडम?
अपन को ऑर्गेनाइजेशन रे करिवे
नहीं हमर यूनिवर्सिटी रो
ଆମର DDC ରେ ଆମର ନାହିଁ ମ୍ୟାନେଜମେଣ୍ଟ ଯୋଉଥିରୁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ମେଲ୍ ଯାଏ management@ddc.utkal.org.ac.in
अच्छा
ଏଇଥିରୁ ତ ସବୁ ମେଲ୍ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଏକ୍ସାମ ଆପଣଙ୍କ ଆଡମିସନ ରିଲେଟେଡ ମେଲ୍ ସବୁ ଯାଇଥିଲା।
ठीक अछि
ଆଜ୍ଞା।
One question,
थैंक यू
ma'am.
थैंक
निज
please,
ऑफिस में कले कौन किसी दवा पड़िबो कि इन्फॉर्म करिया पड़िबो कि यूनिवर्सिटी को?
କଣ କଲେ ନିଜ ଅଫିସରେ କଲେ
हाँ
ଶୁଣନ୍ତୁ ଇନଫର୍ମ କଲେ ତ ଭଲ ଯଦି ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଅଫିସରେ ଡାଇରେକ୍ଟଲି ଆଲାଉ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ୱିଦାଉଟ୍ ଏନି ଇନଫର୍ମେସନ ତାହେଲେ ବି ଚଳିବ ବଟ୍ ଇନଫର୍ମ କରିଦେଇକିନା ଗୋଟେ ଲେଟରଟା ନେଇଗଲେ ବେଟର ସେଟା।
ठीक है मैम।
Okay. Now, next teacher
Madam,
ଏବେ join
namaskar.
କରିବେ। ଆଜ୍ଞା ନମସ୍କାର କିଏ କହୁଥିଲେ?
Ma'am, Akshay sir କହୁଛି।
ଓହୋ ସାର୍ ଆସିଗଲେଣି। So now I am signing out. ସାରଙ୍କ କ୍ଲାସ୍ ପର କ୍ଲାସ୍ ଆଉ ଆଜି ନାହିଁ କାରଣ SFM କ୍ଲାସ୍ ଟା ରାତିରେ ହବ। ଅକ୍ଷୟ ସାର୍ will take the MBFS paper ପିଲାମାନେ ସାରଙ୍କ କ୍ଲାସ୍ ଟା କରନ୍ତୁ ତାପରେ ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଏଇଟା ହୋଷ୍ଟ କ୍ଲୋଜ ହେଇଯିବ ଆପଣ ନେକ୍ସଟ ଯାଇକି ସନ୍ଧ୍ୟା ବେଳେ 5:30 ରେ ଆମେ ପୁଣି ଅନ୍ କରିବୁ। ଓକେ ସାର୍ ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ହୋଷ୍ଟ
MTFS
କରିଦଉଛି।
ର ମେଟେରିଆଲ ଟା ମିଳିନି।
ହଁ
यू
ମୁଁ
मैडम
ଜାଣିଛି ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ହଁ ମୁଁ ପ୍ରୋବାବଲି ଆଜି ଅଫିସକୁ ଯାଇକି MBFS ର ଯୋଉଟା ଆମ ମାନେ କିଛି ମ୍ୟାଟେରିଆଲ ମୁଁ ନିଜର ନୋଟ୍ସ ବନେଇଥିଲି ମୁଁ ଆପଣମାନଙ୍କୁ ଗ୍ରୁପରେ ପୋଷ୍ଟ କରିଦେବି ଦେନ୍ ବହିଟା ଆମର ଏଇ ୱିକ୍ର ଲାଷ୍ଟ ସାଟରଡେ ଭିତରେ ହେଇଯିବ ଲାଗୁଛି ହେଇଗଲେ ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଗ୍ରୁପରେ ଯେମିତି MTT ବହିଟା ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ସେୟାର କରାହେଇଛି ସେମିତି ଏଇଟା ସେୟାର କରିଦେବି ବଟ୍ ଆଜି ଯାଇକି ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ମ୍ୟାଟେରିଆଲ ଗୁଡାକ ଦେଇଦଉଛି ସୋ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ପାଠ ପଢିବାରେ ସୁବିଧା ହବ।
ଆଜ୍ଞା ମ୍ୟାଡାମ ଥ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ୟୁ ଥ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ୟୁ।
ओके ओके थैंक यू सर आपण कंटिन्यू करंतु मु आउथली थैंक यू
ଆଜ୍ଞା madam.
ଆଜ୍ଞା
Okay, good morning.
वेरी गुड
गुड
मॉर्निंग
मॉर्निंग
Good
सर
morning,
गुड
sir.
मॉर्निंग सर
Very good morning. This is Dr. Akshay Kumar Panda. So this paper, MBFS paper, have you gone through the syllabus? Just a minute, I am sharing the PPT. Students, is the syllabus visible to you? Sorry, the
Yes,
PPT.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So please you see, this paper is in merchant banking and financial services, under which the first unit, it is regarding financial services, introduction, role and functions, then merchant banking, concept, functions, growth, policy measures, SEBI guidelines, and the future of merchant banking in India. Okay, and the second unit is the leasing, meaning importance, types, evaluation of lease from the point of view of leisure and leasing. Then leasing and buy decision, hire, purchase and installment credit. Then types of housing financial services, process and policies for housing finance. Unit 3 is your mutual funds, concepts, different schemes, advantages. Then UTI, objectives, functions, regulations. Then venture capital.
सर we
concept and
have
purpose of
different
accounting.
syllabus sir
Next, different syllabus.
first
This syllabus,
financial service introduction to role and function merchant banking unit 2 is merchant banking concept and
Uh-huh.
function. And third
Mhm.
unit is policy measures, SEBI guidelines. Fourth unit is future of merchant banking in India.
That means the entire unit 1 is in total syllabus is unit 1.
No, there is total syllabus is not unit 1.
You see, in the PPT, whatever I am now reflecting, this is the unit 1, in which financial services, introduction, role and functions. Next one is your merchant banking, concepts, functions, growth, policy measures, SEBI guidelines, future of a merchant banking in India. This entire thing is in the unit
This
1.
is fine, sir. This is the same that we have. Yes.
No, leasing
this
unit
is
2 is there, but that is in block 2.
Okay. Then other units?
Block 4 is introduction to mutual fund and venture capital.
Okay. That means the entire syllabus is there. It is divided into different blocks. So don't worry about that. This is the entire syllabus. Actually, whatever the syllabus applied to me, from that only I have made this PPT. Okay. That is fine. Don't worry. We'll go according to the syllabus. So this is your 4th semester now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So most of all you are from industry, I think.
Yes, sir.
Very good. So you must have industry experience, which will enrich also the class participation. By this, at least I will be able to learn something from you. Okay, so let us start the classes from the beginning. The first unit will start, that is the financial services. You see what is happening. Financial services means people go to the early days. Then financial services means most of us understood the bank facility, whatever the services provided in the bank. That is only financial services. It was our concept. And then later on, what happened? Some new sophisticated financial products have been developed in the financial market. As a result, it also became the very typical to understand all these financial products and as a whole to the financial market. There is a concept that is called LPG. LPG means what?
Liberalization,
Liberalize,
privatization, globalization.
Very good. So due to introduction of this concept, there is a requirement of making the financial instrument sophisticated so that it will give a better result and it will enhance the functioning of the financial service sector. And its objective is to act as an intermediary and facilitate financial transactions of individuals and institutional investors. Particularly, whenever we are thinking about the investors, there are two types of investors. One is your individual individual investor, and another is your institutional investor. Individual institutions means individual investors means which we are calling that is retail traders, those who are doing trade in the stock market or doing investments. So these individual investors, they are called your retail traders if they are trading. Particularly whenever we are entering into the stock market, there are two types of participants. One type of a participant is the investors. Another type of participants are traders. So what is the difference between the investors and the traders? Anyone can tell?
Traders are short-term players. They try to
very good,
earn
very good.
from short-term trading, whereas investors are long-term players where they invest and wait for appropriate time to book their profits.
Very good. But people find out what is the output of this trading and investing. In the investing, there are two types of output. What? One is your capital gain, and another is your interest or dividend. Right? One is capital gain, and another is your interest and dividend. But those who are trading in the stock market, particularly, they are only taking one type of a gain. That is what is your capital gain. You understand the capital gain means what? Whenever we are introducing the fund for the purpose of earning, that means we are purchasing it and then we are selling it. By this, whatever profit we are earning, that is what capital gain. But if you are keeping the investment with you intact for a longer period, then you are supposed to get a dividend from the company, dividend or interest. If it is shares, then you are getting dividend, and if it is a debenture, then you are getting interest. Is that right? समझ में आ रहा है? What is the capital gain and what is the dividend income? These two types of incomes are there, and investors, they are getting these two types of income. But whereas the traders, they are getting only the capital gain. Okay. And nowadays, what is happening? Not only the bank, apart from that, many other financial institutions are there, and these institutions, they are making up the economy very rich, and they are even called the brain of the economy, and they are providing bulk of economic needs for many functions. That means they're providing many economic services. And these bundle of institutions, they are called your what? Financial institutions. And these financial institutions, whatever the service they are providing to their customers, they are coming under the financial services. Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, if in the we try to understand what is actually financial service. The actual financial service means it is your mobilizing and allocation of a service. Mobilizing and allocation of service. For example, suppose I have 1,000 rupees. This 1,000 rupees I can keep in my treasury or my almirah. Then what will happen? After 5 years also, this 1,000 will remain as 1,000. But if I will save this amount in the bank, then what will happen? My savings will be converted into investment. Whereas I am getting certain return from the bank, and at the same time, the bank uses this money for the production activity. That means suppose those who are making regular business, they are borrowing these funds and they are utilizing these funds, and they by that they are earning something. And here you see, by giving this money to those persons, to the businessmen, then bank also earns something. That means, so what is happening? You see, your money is multiplied, right? Your money is multiplied? How? By converting it from the saving to the investment. क्योंकि आपके पास अगर रहता तो वो savings होता. But whenever you have deposited that money into the bank, or suppose you have invested that money in the stock market in the form of a SIP. SIP, you know, standard investment. What? SIP. What do you mean by this?
Systematic investment plan.
Very good. ये जो systematic investment plan होता है, that means whoever having very less knowledge or lack of knowledge of investment in the stock market, they need to go through certain experts. These experts, they are called your fund managers. And these fund managers, they are managing the fund. So as a result, what will happen? Your risk will be reduced. So whenever you are investing through the SIP, that means that your savings turned into investment. And by that you are earning something. As a result, what will happen? It will enrich the capital market. That means the capital, there is a growth in the capital market due to the introduction of this savings as investment in the capital market. Okay. Now I understand. Financial services means this is what all those services which help or which what actually mobilizing and allocating the savings into investment or converting the savings into investment. And the financial service, these also include financial intermediaries like your merchant bankers, venture capitalists, commercial banks, insurance companies, which we'll discuss in detail later on. So previously what we understood, the financial service means what? Only the banks. But nowadays, many institutions, including your financial intermediaries, such as your merchant bankers, venture capitalists, commercial banks, insurance companies, they are all considered as your financial institutions. And whatever the services provided by them is called your financial services. Okay. If we want to go into the definition of a financial service, the financial services may be defined as a collection of organizations which intermediate and facilitate financial transactions of individual and institutional investors, resulting from their resources allocation activity through time. This definition is very conclusive definition, and it clarifies the entire meaning of the financial service. That means it is a collection of organizations. That means all those organizations which intermediate and which facilitate the financial transactions of individuals and institutional investors, starting from your resources allocation activities and giving benefits over time. So this is the definition. I think all of you able to understand this definition very clearly. So from this definition, we conclude that financial services include all activities which are connected with the transformation of savings into investment. Whatever the activity, everything. Starting from banking, insurance, then provision of other services, capital venture, venture capital, then many other technical services are also there, which will come across later on. Those everything all are included in your financial services. So let us understand what are the role of a financial services. That means suppose a financial services actually what type of services are rendered under financial services. So we can categorize these financial services under two broad categories. Not under two broad categories, there are three broad categories. First is your traditional activities, second is modern activities. Apart from that, there are certain other activities that are also there. But let us understand your traditional activities. So traditional financial services, they are also divided into another two categories, that is fund-based activities and non-fund-based activities. एक होता है fund-based activities, another is your non-fund-based activities. So let us understand what are the fund-based activities? Fund-based activities mean these are directly connected to the transformation of a fund. So here we can discuss underwriting of shares or debentures, dealing in foreign exchange market activities, then lease financing, hire purchase, factoring and forfeiting, then housing finance, insurance services, venture capital financing, dealing in secondary market activities, and participating in money market instruments like treasury bills, discounting bills, commercial papers, etc. Okay, so under fund-based activities, what are coming? Underwriting of shares and debentures. Second is dealing in foreign exchange market activities. Next is your lease financing, hire purchase, factoring, and forfeiting. Then housing finance, insurance services, venture capital financing. Then secondary market activities. So you have the knowledge regarding what is the secondary market and the primary market.
The
Whenever we
primary
are
market
thinking
is the
about the
market when the promoter of a company first introduces or sells its shares and gets money from the public. That is primary market. Secondary market is the market where the listed shares are transacted between buyers and sellers.
very good. So primary market, as you are telling, that means whenever the company is the first time or subsequently whenever they are they are taking the capital from the public directly, that is called your primary market. And whenever these whatever the capital which has been introduced by the shareholders in the company, whenever they want to transfer their shares, for that purpose, they can take the help of the another market that is called secondary market. And secondary market is possible only for those shares or debentures which are listed in the stock exchange. If they are not listed in the stock exchange, they can be traded over the counter. They can be traded over the counter. But subsequently, wherever they are traded, they are called your secondary market. But whenever the company first time issue the shares to the public, issue the shares or debentures to the public in the form of IPO or FPO, this is called your primary market. Okay. So dealings in the secondary market activities, these are also coming as a fund-based activities. And the last one is participating in the money market instrument like a treasury bill, discounting bill, and a commercial paper. So there is a money market, and in the components of the money market, there are different instruments like your treasury bills, discounting bills, and commercial papers. So these are the various of what instruments in the money market, and these are also coming under the fund-based activities. Okay. Next one is your non-fund-based activity. Okay, that means they are not directly connected with the transformation of the funds. So what are the activities here? The management of a capital issue. The capital issue होता है company जिसको हम बोलते हैं generally issue management. Why? Because there is a long process. That means the company, whenever the company issues the shares for the first time, it is called IPO, and subsequently that is FPO. So these IPO or FPOs, these are what very lengthy process, and for this purpose, many expertise is required. And for this purpose, actually, different institutions they are earning expertise, particularly in this type of activity. So whatever the activities related to the issue management, that means pre and post. Pre and post means before the issue of the share capital and after the issue of the share capital, whatever the formalities to fulfill all the formalities, these are called your management of the capital resource. Okay. And the second one is the arrangement for the placement of a capital and a debt instrument with the investment institution. So whenever the company is whenever the company is not planning to make IPOs or APOs, rather it think about certain what a private placement. That
Excuse
means
me, sir.
yes.
So the slide you are saying is fixed, I think. It's not changing.
Oh, okay. Okay, please remind me whenever I am forgetting to move the slide. Now it's okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So placement of a capital and a debt. That means you see whatever the capital and the debt instruments for the placement of the capital and the debt instrument, it is called a private placement. That means those who cannot go through the IPOs or EPOs, if they want this capital or they want debt to the tune of a higher amount, for that purpose also, they can take the help of these financial institutions and whatever the services provided for that, they are coming under the non-fund based activity. For example, suppose one company is proposing to purchase its land, building, and all these things uh, from another company, but it will not pay the cash. It will it will make the payment in the form of your shares or debentures. Then that will be placement of capital and debt instrument. Okay. And another is the arrangement of a funds from financial institution directly. Suppose from the bank, if you want to take loan, huge amount, then also these financial institutions they are providing, and this is coming under also non-fund based activities. Then arrangement of a working capital for the clients. Working capital means what do you understand? Working capital.
The capital required to run a company on a day-to-day basis.
Very good, very good. Actually, whatever the total capital required for the company can be divided into two broad categories. One is the fixed capital, another is the working capital. So fixed capital means the capital which is required to be invested in the plant, machinery, land, building, and all these things. So after spending all these amounts, then we are supposed to think about how to run the company. For that purpose, starting from the purchase of raw material, making the payment to the staff, that is salary, and the payment of wages, then purchasing of raw materials, and purchasing maintenance of the whatever the fixed assets you have acquired. For this, what we need certain expenditure which is required to be maintained the on a day-to-day basis. And without this working capital, the organization having so much fixed capital can also default. So that is why working capital is very very important. And without proper working capital management, what will happen? The production may be stopped. For that purpose, actually, the companies they are also planning for their working capital, and whenever they are planning for the working capital, they may also take the help of the financial institutions and whatever the services are provided for arrangement of the working capital. That is also coming under non-fund based activities. Okay. Another is the assisting in the process of obtaining government clearances. As you know, nowadays the business is becoming very complicated. That is why there is a process of water licensing, there is a process of registration, there is what are different types of sanctions are required. For example, suppose if it is what a medicine manufacturing company, then one type of permission is required, that is WHO GMP, that is the World Health Organization, good manufacturing practices. That license is supposed to be done. Then ISI trademark is required, and many other complications are there. Okay. Here you see what certain government restrictions are there. We need to obtain the licenses, we need to obtain permissions, we need to make registrations. So for all these also, there are certain organization or financial institutions they are providing this service that is also coming under your non-fund based activity. Okay. So these are what we discussed. That is what traditional activities. Okay. Those who want to go ahead, they should understand what are the modern activities provided by the financial institution. So here there is one aspect that is rendering project advisory services. Project advisory services. That means what is certain projects have been adopted by most of the companies. They are taking day by day new projects. So whenever they are taking any new project, is there any feasibility of the project? Will there any what a profit will be there, or what are the basic requirements for that? Uh, Starting from raising of funds and till the starting of the project. So everything is included. That is called project advisory service. Another is your mergers and acquisitions. So merger and acquisitions means what? Generally, when two companies they merge with each other. Okay, and acquisition is a concept where one company acquires another company. Okay, for example, merger में क्या होता है? Company A plus company B will become company C. That means two company will merge to form another company. Sorry for the interruption. So in the merger, as I told you, that means the two entities they will combine together to form another entity and to do the business in most profitable manner. That is that concept is called your merger. And another concept that is acquisition. That means here one company will acquire another company. That means suppose company A plus company B, but it will become company A, and a company B will lose its identity. Able to understand mergers and acquisition दोनों कैसे difference है? But the concept दोनों में concept एक ही होता है कि जो दो company that means two company will join. लेकिन concept क्या होता है in the merger that means the two company will join and they will lose their identity and another company will form. And here in the acquisition, what is happening? One company will acquire another company. So which company will be acquired? That company will lose its identity. Okay. So here for the mergers and the acquisition, there is also an entire process. It is a difficult process and lengthy process. And for planning of these mergers and acquisitions and assisting with their smooth carry out, certain institutions they are also providing these services. That is also coming under your financial services, and it is included under your modern activity. Next is your directing corporate customers in capital restructuring. So capital restructuring means it is somewhat we are calling that is what in internal reconstruction of the what that means the entire balance sheet of the organization will change. And for this purpose, technical advice is required. Why? Because whenever the company is going through financial crisis, it needs to restructure its capital. There is a capital structure in your financial management. Have you read the financial management?
Yes, sir.
तो फाइनेंशियल मैनेजमेंट एक कैपिटल स्ट्रक्चर था एक चैप्टर आपका कैपिटल स्ट्रक्चर तो कैपिटल स्ट्रक्चर में particularly what we are discussing that means what the entire capital how the capital is divided into various segments that is whether it is borrowed capital or whether it is owned capital that means whether it will be equity or preference or debentures or long-term loans. Like this, here particularly, whenever you want to change the capital structure, entirely your capital structure will change, and here certain modifications will be made in the entire capital structure. That is what we are calling. That is a corporate what a capital restructuring of the corporate customers. This type of what directions and what services will be provided by the financial institutions which is coming under your modern activities. That is what are directing corporate customers in capital restructuring. Another is as what acting as a trustee to the debenture holders. Uh, Acting as a trustee to debenture holder means first thing we need to understand what is debenture holders. That you understand what is the who are debenture holders. Anybody having the idea regarding the debenture holders?
No, sir.
Very good. Okay. You see, as we know, the what entire capital of the company is divided basically into two categories. One is owned capital, another is borrowed capital. Right? Owned capital means owners. That means whoever contribute the capital, they will become owner. That means these are the shareholders. But another part is borrowed capital. So whoever contributed, they are what the creditors of the company. तो ये जो क्रेडिटर्स हो सकते हैं ये भी आपका हो सकते हैं बैंक्स एंड फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशंस. कभी कभार क्या होता है द कंपनी कैन आल्सो टेक लोन फ्रॉम द पब्लिक एज ए होल. So like the shares are invited from the public, the debentures, that means whenever the company will borrow money from the public at large, then it is and issue a document for that favor, that is called your debentures. And whoever contribute to these debentures, they are called debenture holders. So
It
what
is
is the
like a
benefit of
bond.
this
It is like
debenture
a
holder?
bond.
Yes, yes, it is something like bond. Whenever basically government, whenever these debentures are issued by the government or the corporates, government corporations, then we are telling it as bond. But whenever other companies they are issuing them, we are calling it as a debenture. But the concept is same. Bonds and a debenture, both the concepts are same. Okay.
Okay.
So why the particularly company issue debentures? The first thing is that whenever the company requires any additional fund at a very low price, then it is then the company actually issue the debentures. Why? Because the shareholders, if the shareholders finding that the rate of return which they are earning presently or which you can tell as a EPS, earning per share. If the earning per share is much more than generally it is expected, then the shareholders of the company or the management of the company think about the extra capital with a very less uh, water, less water payment. That means suppose the company is earning now 50%. Okay, earning 50%. So shareholders, they are getting 50% return. But still then, the company wanted to increase its earning per share. अभी भी उसका क्या अर्निंग पर शेयर को और भी बढ़ाना चाहता है. तो क्या कर सकते हैं? In this instance, the company can do one thing. Company can take the issue the debentures. Generally, the debentures are whenever the debentures are issued, they are issued at a very less percentage. It is something like 8% or 9% like that, or maximum 10 to 12%. That means the company is having the fund at a very lesser at a very lesser rate of interest and investing that money and getting more return, and whatever the returns they are getting that will be distributed among the shareholders. By that what shareholders earning or EPS, earning per share, will increase, right? And technically if we are telling, this is called your trading on equity. What? It is called trading on equity. So now the question is that these debenture holders, as I told you, the whoever giving what credit to the company in the form of a debenture, they are called your debenture holders. And these debenture holders particularly, why they are ready to accept a very less rate of interest? Because this group of the persons, they are what not ready to take more risk. Okay. As a result, they are asking for particularly any mortgages. Okay. So mortgage means these mortgages are called your what a charge against the property. तो कंपनी का जो प्रॉपर्टी होता है प्रॉपर्टी अगेंस्ट में एक चार्ज क्रिएट होता है दैट मीन्स what a bond will be prepared or a trust will be framed and a trust deed will be there and this trust deed will be with the trustee. That means that the trustee is the caretaker of the trust deed. And whenever any irregularity will be there in the payment of the debenture holders regarding their principal or regarding their interest amount, then it is the what the trustee. The trustee can take over the asset of the company and dispose of them and can make the payments to all the debenture holders. Okay. So now you know who is the trustee. So now the financial institutions, they are acting as a trustee to the debenture holders for different companies. Okay, this is also coming under the modern activity. मॉडर्न एक्टिविटीज में और भी कुछ है डिस्कशन करता हूँ और एक एक्टिविटी है दैट इज रिकमेंडिंग सुटेबल चेंजेस इन द मैनेजमेंट स्ट्रक्चर एंड मैनेजमेंट स्टाइल एनविसेजिंग अचीविंग बेटर रिजल्ट अभी सपोज एक कंपनी को व्हाट अपार्ट फ्रॉम कंपनी का बहुत अच्छा रेपुटेशन है मार्केट में एंड वट एवर द प्रोडक्ट these products are also good but why the company is not able to not able to earn good or why not the company achieve better result for that purpose what uh, the certain institutions are they are providing a service in which they are recommending suitable changes in the management structure so that management structure or management style में कुछ changes करेंगे by that the organization will what achieve a very good result. That is also coming under modern activities. Another is your portfolio management of a large public sector undertaking. पोर्टफोलियो मैनेजमेंट का मतलब क्या होता है कि एक्चुअली देखो कंपनी का जितना सरप्लस फंड होता है उसके पास वो सरप्लस फंड को अगर बैंक में रखेगा तो वेरी लेस इंटरेस्ट इट विल गेट एंड जहाँ तक कि कंपनी का जो होता है रेट ऑफ रिटर्न वो बहुत ज्यादा होता है एंड इट इज द एक्सपेक्टेशन ऑफ द शेयर होल्डर्स दैट द कंपनी वुड अर्न efficiently. But if the company will deposit the money in the bank, then it will what cut their expectation. That is why it is the duty of the finance manager of the company to see that the fund of the company should be invested properly to earn maximum return. पर जहां तक मैक्सिमम रिटर्न का बात हम सोच रहे हैं एक्चुअली क्या होता है कि जैसे बहुत सारा इन्वेस्टमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटीज होता है एंड ये सारे इन्वेस्टमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटीज में कुछ कुछ रिस्क होते हैं तो इसका मतलब आपका फंड टोटल फंड अगर कहीं एक जगह पर लगा दिए तो क्या होगा वहां पर रिस्क ज्यादा होता है फंड बर्बाद होने का या फंड डूबने का दैट इज व्हाई व्हाट दे आर डूइंग दिस व्हाट fund managers they are making a portfolio management so they are selecting a number of companies and instead of what investing the money in one company they are investing them in a what number of companies so that what will be there your risk will be reduced to some extent this is called your portfolio management. तो ये जो बड़ा बड़ा कंपनी होते हैं जिनके पास बहुत पैसा होता है सरप्लस पैसा तो वो कहाँ पर पैसा इन्वेस्ट करेंगे उनको पता नहीं चलता है सो दैट दे आर टेकिंग द हेल्प ऑफ द financial institutions and those financial institutions those who are expertise in this they will help in the what a particularly portfolio management. कंपनी का जितना पैसा surplus पैसा है उसको कहाँ पर और कैसे invest करें so that the company will get maximum return. Okay, this is also coming under the modern activity. Another is your capital market services such as clearing services, registration and transfer, collection of the income on securities. ये भी कुछ कुछ functions है which are also coming under the modern activity. I think I have discussed all the what are activities, modern activities and the traditional activities, everything. And let us discuss what are the functions of the financial services. ये जो फाइनेंशियल सर्विसेज होते हैं तो इनका फंक्शन क्या होता है? ओके, फंक्शन इसका मतलब क्या करते हैं वो? पहला होता है कि दे हेल्प द फर्म और कॉर्पोरेट नॉट ओनली टू रेज फंड्स बट आल्सो फॉर एफिशिएंट एम्प्लॉयमेंट ऑफ द फंड्स. ओके, इसका मतलब क्या हो रहा है? दे आर नॉट हेल्पिंग इन द what raise the of funds but also for the efficient deployment of the funds. ये funds को कैसे भी यूज करे properly वो भी हेल्प करते हैं to the organizations or the corporations or the firm. And another thing they help to construct the capital structure of the company. जैसे कि बताया था capital जो structure होता है उसमें certain modification they are advising to modify the capital structure so that the company will perform better. And they also do the factoring and forfeiting. This factoring and the forfeiting services, these are little bit what modern instruments or modern what financial services. Here, what will happen? You see, one person will suppose one manufacturer. The manufacturer will manufacture the goods and it will sell the goods. So whenever it will sell the goods, it is most of the time we need to sell on the credit. तो ये क्रेडिट में जब सेल करेंगे तो क्रेडिटर्स जितना हो रहा है कंपनी का इसका मतलब यहाँ पर सन्ड्री डेटर्स जितना आ रहा है ये जो सन्ड्री डेटर्स होते हैं collection part is very important. And here, as the company is what export in manufacturing certain things, so it don't have any expertise in the what a collection of data. That is why what they are taking the help of certain experts, those who will take the part take the charge of the collection of the data from the market. Okay, for that purpose they are charging a commission. These are called your factoring and forfeiting services. Okay, and next is your they are also doing both type of traditional services like your financing, bills discounting, and the contemporary services, जैसे कि e-commerce or securitization of debts. ये सभी they are doing. And another, the specialized services like जैसे कि credit rating, venture capital, lease financing, factoring, mutual funds, merchant banking, stock lending, depository, credit cards, housing finance. These are also provided. So these are basically the functions of your financial services. Now you have a little bit idea what are the functions of the these financial institutions, or facing any difficulty anywhere? Anywhere if you are facing any difficulty, please tell. Am I audible to all of you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are audible.
Okay, you are not facing any difficulty in understanding all these
No, no,
concepts
no,
which,
sir. No, sir.
which I am discussing? Okay,
No,
okay,
sir. No,
very
sir.
good.
Please continue. No, sir. Please continue.
Okay, okay. Uh, so, particularly regarding financial institutions, we have discussed a lot, and now we'll discuss regarding the merchant banking. Okay, this term merchant banker, first actually it was used in relation to what wealthy merchants who developed the banking side of one's business in England in the in the starting. Actually, merchant banker means it is meant that wealthy merchants, those who are trading, apart from the trading, they are also what are doing the business of जैसे कि banking side of the one's business. That means initially there are no banks and nothing, and so that they have started the functioning. That means certain wealthy merchants, businessmen, they also develop the banking side of one's business. And this concept was started in England. And in India, particularly, the merchant banking definition is framed in SEBI rules. SEBI, that is, you understand, ACBI, Security Exchange Board of India. It is what regulator in the Indian stock market, particularly. And this definition, ये जो merchant banking का definition SEBI बनाया हमारे country के लिए, and it defines the merchant banker as any person who is engaged in the business of issue management, either by making arrangement regarding selling, buying, or subscribing to the securities as a manager, consultant, advisor, or rendering corporate advisory services in relation to what it is concerned about the issue management. इसका मतलब कंपनी जब शेयर इशू करता है, शेयर्स और डिबेंचर्स जब इशू करते हैं आईपीओ या एफपीओ में, ये एक लेंदी प्रोसेस होता है. सो ये प्रोसेस में डायरेक्टली और इनडायरेक्टली हेल्प करना और एडवाइस देना, ये सारा एक्टिविटीज जितना होता है इसमें, सारा एक्टिविटीज दे आर कमिंग अंडर this definition of a merchant banker. That means merchant bankers, they are providing all these services. Okay. In particularly in 1969, the Greenlace Bank commenced merchant banking division in India, and the bank started the activities relating to the public issue of securities. They also undertook your financial consultancy services, and in the year 1973, the State Bank of India, SBI, it also started merchant banking services. And in 1974, ICICI, which is a private bank, they have also started your research services, particularly relating to the issue management. And after 1975, many merchant banking organizations came to India. And the sponsors for these organizations were by banks, financial institutions, non-banking financial institutions, brokers, and so on. तो ये जो होता है यहाँ पर जो मर्चेंट बैंकिंग ऑर्गेनाइजेशन जो होता है, इसमें बहुत सारे लोग होते हैं. एक तो स्पॉन्सर्स होते हैं, और क्या होते हैं, बैंक्स होते हैं, फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशंस होते हैं, नॉन बैंकिंग फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशंस होते हैं, एंड ब्रोकर्स होते हैं. And consequently, the scope of the merchant banking activities was widened in our country. तो जैसा कि बता रहा था कि initially the new issue market was regulated under the provision of a Capital Issue Control Act 1947 and rules made under it. ये जो IPO होता है, that is the initial capital market issue जो होता है, और the new issue market जो कि basically primary market हम बताते हैं. ये जो प्राइमरी मार्केट का जो फंक्शन होता है, दैट वाज गवर्न बाय द प्रोविजंस ऑफ द कैपिटल इशू कंट्रोल एक्ट 1947 एंड द रूल्स मेड अंडर इट. In 1992, the act was replaced, and the protection of the interest of the investors was transferred to the SEBI. तो 1992 में क्या हुआ कि ये जो एक्ट था हमारा, प्रोविजन ऑफ द कैपिटल इशू कंट्रोल एक्ट जो 1947 था, उसमें बहुत सारा चेंजेस किया गया, और इसको क्या कि यहाँ पर एक रेगुलेटर डाल दिए. ये रेगुलेटर कौन रहा? सेबी, सिक्योरिटी एक्सचेंज बोर्ड ऑफ इंडिया, एंड द सेबी विल फ्रेम all the rules and regulations and act as a regulator for the public issue. And various regulatory measures covering both the intermediaries. So अभी क्या हो गया, ये तो प्राइमरी मार्केट एंड सेकेंडरी मार्केट दोनों को कंट्रोल कर रहा है सेबी. Okay, that means whatever the rules and regulations required to conduct both, that is what primary market and secondary market का जितना सारा इशू है, ये सारा अभी से भी ही कंट्रोल करता है. एंड these what activities, यहाँ पर देखो various regulatory measures covering both the intermediaries as well as the activities were introduced by the SEBI for strengthening the operation of the new issue in the country. And many intermediaries who play an important role in the process of selling new issues emerge. As a result, what will happen nowadays? More companies they are able to provide this type of ये जो initial market में जो होता है आपका, that is primary market. तो प्राइमरी मार्केट ऑपरेशन के लिए बहुत सारे सर्विस प्रोवाइडर्स निकल आए हैं. And they are all governed under the SEBI. तो कम से कम हमें तो थोड़ा आइडिया तो हो गया कि अब मर्चेंट बैंकर्स कौन है. जैसे कि पहले हमको ये पता था बैंकर्स, हम जब पहले सुन रहे थे कि मर्चेंट बैंकर्स, तो मर्चेंट बैंकर्स मीन्स वी आर थिंकिंग दैट दीज आर ए वैरायटी ऑफ बैंक. दैट मीन्स व्हाट, these are the certain banks. Okay, those who are providing services only to the businessmen, like commercial banks. But here, merchant banker term is a little bit different from that. And we can also categorize these merchant bankers into 4 categories. Okay, so let us understand who are these different categories of the merchant bankers. So merchant bankers of the category 1, they can carry on activity relating to the issue management. And यहाँ पर क्या क्या एक्टिविटीज हो सकता है उनका? Preparation of a prospectus and other information relating to the issue, determining the financial structure, tie-up of finances, then final allotment of the securities, and a refund of a subscription money. ये सारा कैटेगरी ये सारा जो फंक्शंस होते हैं, the first category of the merchant banker, they are providing all these facilities. Is that clear? समझ में आ रहा है?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now we'll come to the second category. ये जो second category आते हैं merchant bankers of this category, they can act as advisors, consultants, co-managers, underwriters, and a portfolio manager. Okay, तो यहाँ पर थोड़ा broad हो गया. These type of merchant bankers, what they can act as advisors, consultants, co-managers, underwriters, and portfolio managers. That means they are providing certain modern facilities, right? And the third category, merchant bankers of this category, they can act as underwriters, advisors, and a consultant to an issue. So they can act only as underwriters, advisors, and a consultants to an issue. And category 4 जो होता है, यहाँ पर क्या होता है? This category can act only as advisors and a consultant to issue. तो इसका मतलब देख रहे हैं कि जो धीरे धीरे कैटेगरी जो बढ़ रहा है, यहाँ पर क्या होता है, उनका जो फंक्शंस होता है मोर स्पेसिफिक हो जाता है. ठीक है, तो अभी समझ में आ गया व्हाट आर द डिफरेंट कैटेगरी ऑफ मर्चेंट बैंकर. नाउ लेट अस डिस्कस द फंक्शंस ऑफ द मर्चेंट बैंकर. तो ये जो मर्चेंट बैंकर जो फंक्शंस है उनका, तो these are little bit also typical. Let us understand them one by one. First is your corporate counseling. Next is the project counseling. Third is the pre-investment studies. Then capital restructuring. Then credit syndication and the project finance. Issue management and underwriting. Portfolio management. Working capital finance. So all these things I have also discussed, but in detail we need to discuss. And other functions are also there. acceptance of credit and bill discounting, merger amalgamation and takeover, venture capital, lease financing, foreign currency financing, fixed deposit broking, mutual funds. Okay, so these are the varieties of the functions which are undertaken by the merchant banker. We can discuss all these one by one. फर्स्ट इज योर कॉर्पोरेट काउंसलिंग. ये कॉर्पोरेट काउंसलिंग क्या होता है? यहाँ पर ये होता है एक सेट ऑफ एक्टिविटीज. बहुत काम होता है इसमें. सेट ऑफ एक्टिविटीज अंडरटेकन टू एंश्योर द एफिशिएंट रनिंग ऑफ अ कॉर्पोरेट एंटरप्राइज इज नोन एज अ कॉर्पोरेट काउंसलिंग. इसका मतलब कोई ऑर्गेनाइजेशन अगर काम कर रहा है, कोई कंपनी काम कर रहा है, कंपनी स्मूथली रन कैसे करे और एफिशिएंटली कैसे रन करे, उसके लिए जितना सारा एक्टिविटीज चाहिए ये सारा आ जाते हैं आपका कॉर्पोरेट काउंसलिंग. द मर्चेंट बैंकर इज गाइडिंग. यहाँ पर कैसे गाइडिंग करते हैं देखो. तो पहले क्या गाइडिंग करते हैं? डाइवर्सिफिकेशन बेस्ड ऑन द गवर्नमेंट इकोनॉमिक एंड लाइसेंसिंग पॉलिसी. यहाँ पर क्या होता है कि कोई कंपनी अगर बिजनेस कर रहा है एक लाइन में, और जो लाइन में बिजनेस कर रहा है वो इतना इकोनॉमिक नहीं है, तो उसका डाइवर्सिफिकेशन, इसका बिजनेस का डाइवर्सिफिकेशन, एंड दिस डाइवर्सिफिकेशन इज बेस्ड ऑन द गवर्नमेंट इकोनॉमिक एंड लाइसेंसिंग पॉलिसी. तो गवर्नमेंट का जो इकोनॉमिक पॉलिसी चेंज हो रहा है और लाइसेंसिंग पॉलिसी चेंज हो रहा है, उसका बेनिफिट लेने के लिए कौन सी टाइप का डाइवर्सिफिकेशन चाहिए, दैट दे आर गाइडिंग. Another appraisal of a product line, analyzing their growth and the profitability and forecasting future trends. तो इसमें क्या होता है? कोई प्रोडक्ट लाइन सपोज कंपनी ने चूजा है, चूज किया है, तो वो प्रोडक्ट लाइन कितना वायबल है. फॉर दैट देयर विल बी अप्राइजल ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट लाइन. एंड ये जो प्रोडक्ट लाइन अडॉप्ट कर रहा है कंपनी और डिटरमाइन टू स्टार्ट, तो उसका क्या ग्रोथ क्या है, प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी क्या होगा, फ्यूचर ट्रेंड्स क्या होगा, ये सब फोरकास्ट करेंगे. तो ये सारा फंक्शंस भी कॉर्पोरेट काउंसलिंग के अंडर ही आता है. ओके, और क्या आता है कॉर्पोरेट काउंसलिंग में? कॉर्पोरेट काउंसलिंग में और भी आता है डायगोनाइजिंग सिक यूनिट्स. इसका मतलब कोई इंडस्ट्री अगर सिक हो जाता है तो उसको आइडेंटिफाई करते हैं, एंड उसका क्या होता है कि रिवाइव करने के लिए क्या क्या पॉसिबिलिटीज है, और मॉडर्नाइजेशन, इसका मतलब उसका व्हाट मॉडर्नाइजेशन या डाइवर्सिफिकेशन ऐसे कुछ करना है जिससे कि कंपनी विल एबल टू सस्टेन इन द मार्केट, एंड सजेस्टिंग अ suitable strategy for improving their production technology and financial structure. और क्या कर सकते हैं? अरेंजिंग फंड्स फॉर द रिहैबिलिटेशन थ्रू बैंक्स एंड फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशन. अगर फाइनेंशियल रिकवरी उसको चाहिए तो ये हेल्प करते हैं फॉर द रिहैबिलिटेशन थ्रू बैंक्स एंड फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशन. इसमें मॉनिटरिंग ऑफ रिहैबिलिटेशन स्कीम होता है और असिस्टिंग द टेक ओवर ऑफ द सिक यूनिट. जो सिक यूनिट होते हैं उनका टेक ओवर भी होता है. तो दीज आर कमिंग अंडर योर व्हाट, जैसे कि कॉर्पोरेट काउंसलिंग बताइए, फास्ट वाला फंक्शन था. तो ये तो खत्म हो गया और आपका टाइम भी खत्म हो गया. सो इफ एनीबडी इज हैविंग एनी इश्यूज, अदरवाइज इन द नेक्स्ट क्लास विल डिस्कस. Okay, no one having any issues? Thank you so much
No, sir.
for being in the class.
Thank you. Thank you.
For being in the class for
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
long time. Okay, okay. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much,
sir.
and have a good day.
Have a good day, sir.
Okay, same to you. Thank you. So I am wrapping up the class. Uh,
formula allocation